Hell Ranger 1 versus 5, and this is going to be Velocity Gaming winning TEC Challenger Series.
The clock is ticking down. Velocity can feel it. Velocity have done it. 3-2. They take the grand finals and are your undisputed champions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 3, powered by AMD and Ideapad Gaming, with ACT as our fiber partner and AFK Gaming as our media partner. I'm CA, your host and caster for today, joined by Aggressive, and we're here bringing to you the first of two sets today. Today is going to be for the first set between XCEED and the side of Exotic Nexus. Is going to be a really interesting matchup here in the lower bracket, both teams fighting for their lives. Aggressive, how are you doing, my man?
Exotic Nexus and XCEED, they left a lot to be desired for in a lot of their matchups coming up to these lower brackets, and hopefully they ironed out a lot of their mistakes. They ironed out how to play their different maps, and hopefully going to see a lot more better strats coming out on Bind, because Bind being one of those maps that we are seeing quite often as we're going to be moving forward into a lot of the upper brackets and also into the lower brackets. Hopefully they learn through, hopefully they analyze the strats coming out from both teams, and both teams bringing something new down to the table and not just trying the old strats that seemingly did not really work out for them.
Yeah, and on that note, let's take a quick look at the map screen, see what maps we have got in store for you in the best of 3 series coming up. Map 1, as you mentioned, will be Bind. Map 2 will be Haven, and Map 3 will be Ascent. Now, what I find really interesting for both of these teams is that Exotic Nexus in particular, we talked a lot about how these teams coming from the upper bracket, going into the lower bracket might actually be a bane for a lot of these teams in the sense that they get the extra practice, just extra experience in this high stakes best of 3 environment. And I'm looking at Exotic Nexus to prove that they've made their way from the upper bracket to the lower bracket with an intention to continuously get better. XCEED, we haven't got to see much of this team on stream, and the fact that they made it this far through the lower bracket itself speaks volumes about them. So going into game, both of these teams, they have their lives on their line. It's going to be up to them to pull it through. Now, at this stage of competition, composition matters so much. So looking at the compositions, immediately I see the Brimstone over the Omen for Exotic Nexus, and I see the Phoenix over the Jet for the side of XCEED. Both really interesting choices, but so far I prefer the Exotic Nexus composition. What do you feel?
I prefer the XCEED composition just because of the potential that they have with the flasher on their side. And I'm an advocate for having a flasher on every single composition. That is like my bread and butter when it comes to the fact. Being a Phoenix main and a Jet main, I know for a fact that having a flash just changes the versatility of every single thing that you do in the fight. But just as we say, there's Kali though going already inside of the site, and the site has already been stormed into XCEED. They're playing it so slow, they're playing it so safe. It's just gonna be waiting it out. Played for the rotation, but playing for a retake on B is so difficult. There's so many angles to consider, so many angles to take. With the Roomba coming out, just as I say, though, Zerg gets one onto Nepu, Naughty Choker on one onto Kali. They're taking so much damage, but Dex comes in with a classic right click, taking down 2. Zerg able to take a knife onto Dex, but 10 teams. He's not going to be able to get it at Zerk with the 4K to take them down, ladies and gentlemen. XCEED proving me wrong with such an amazing retake coming out from their side.
Hey, one of the first things Phoenix says when he gets into game is that don't worry about it, he's here now. And Zerk doing just that. 4 kills in the first round. Zerk on fire. Exactly what you want to be seeing from their defensive team on Bind, XCEED doing really well to pick up that first round. But going back to our conversation on compositions, I definitely agree. I think while the flashes are really important, personally, I really like the idea of an AWP and Brimstone on Bind. So AWP mainly because you need it so well to usually cover down A side, and I think the Jet carrying the AWP is basically a mainstay in the current meta. And then the Brimstone with his Molly and his orbital strike, I feel like manages to do so much more impact than the Omen on Bind. But then again, all of it comes down to pure execution. So XCEED, they have the tools, as you mentioned, with the flashes to get that execution done, and now looking to do it in their buy round. Zayd getting the first kill onto DX will take him down, will make it 5v4. It's Exotic Nexus looking to push into B side. Naughty Choker getting a kill with that paint grenade, taking Collie down. Technically, he will get the spike down, but it's 5v3 in favor of XCEED.
5v3, but at least the spike plant has gone through. Everyone is just going to be storming in on the side, but Bad Love taking one with the frenzy, but Naughty Choker answers back onto 10 feet really quickly. Bad Love just waiting it out on the hookah angle, but they already know where he is with the satchels coming out as well. He needs to try and get some damage done, but Bad Love, he's just going to hold out, and the smoke is gone to try and get one more kill, get a bit more credits under the bank, but he's not going to be able to find it. And I would say a decent eco round coming out from the side of Exotic Nexus, because at least they got the spike down, extra 300 credits in their pockets and a bit more money to spend as they're going to be moving forward into the next round.
You see XCEED, they're able to do really well, pick up that buy round for themselves. And as you mentioned, the fact that Exotic Nexus is able to get that spike plant, and the fact that they're able to get a couple kills, means that they have the extra money. But now in the buy round, it's for them to start pulling it back, because they would have had the money to get the buy round anyways, and this means that they cannot afford to let go of it. XCEED, they're going to stick to their similar loadouts. We'll see mostly Spectres coming in from XCEED, as you can see for Zayd. We'll take down the recon bolt after it reveals him though. And Exotic Nexus, they're running it back again and again to B side. Once again pushing it to B. The shock dart's coming out, looking to catch someone up, but instead Zerk with the Spectre will take down Bad Love. Nebu answers back onto Captain LK though. And Exotic Nexus, they're pushing it to B extremely fast. The Sin Beacon comes out to help his teammates through, and Tenvi will get a kill. Zayd answers back, and it's 3v2 in favor of XCEED with the spike down.
With the spike down indeed, but with Zerk going down to ENDEX, this is gonna hurt so much for the side of XCEED. 2 versus 2 scenario, 2 players in hookah. The spike has 1 player in hookah. The spike has been planted, but immediately we're gonna see a huge flag coming up from Naughty Choker to take him down. But with the orbital strike in hand for the side of ENDEX, he's just gonna be waiting it out, but they're gonna be pushing him so hard to try and get something done. But with the spike halfway defused, they have the huge lead on their side, and ENDEX, he needs to start pushing this immediately, otherwise the spike plan is not going to be going through. ENDEX gets that one shot off. It's going to be a 1v1 scenario, not going to be able to find it, and Scooby comes up on top. An expertly played round coming out from the Omen to use that paranoia to blind ENDEX out so he cannot hear the plant sound. That is expertly played from the side of Team XCEED to get this spike, to defuse this spike, even through the orbital strike presence from the side of ENDEX.
That was like how in Scooby-Doo Adventures, even though the rest of the team sets him up brilliantly, it's always Scooby-Doo who comes towards the end of the episode, taking down that criminal at the end, and Scooby doing the exact same, able to find that clutch for himself. Huge plays from the side of XCEED to get that buy round for themselves. Force Exotic Nexus in this next round into an eco round, and it will be them looking to push this lead even further. You see for the side of Exotic Nexus, just Sheriffs and a Frenzy on board. Now they're looking to switch on strategy and push into A. Is it too little too late? We'll have to see. Exotic Nexus, all of them into A side. But it'll be Zerk once again getting the first blood. First blood, king of this matchup. Zerk will start them up again. Zerk with another, takes out 10k, and Zayd with the shock bolt. Choker with a kill. XCEED, they're just mowing down Exotic Nexus.
They just mowed them down, and I don't even know what happened. We were watching Naughty Choker on one side, and immediately I see Zerk taking one, and then he's just following the Quake style, getting one shock dart kill on the side for Zayd as well. And an extremely well-placed round coming out from the side of XCEED. But the thing is that Exotic Nexus, they're not playing in meticulously, they're not playing for the rotations, they're trying to break into one side. And I do understand that with the strat that you have, you want to break into one side, but try and gain some map control, force your opponents to play into your own hands. try and take engagements that you know that you can win instead of just brute forcing your way through. I understand you are all mechanically gifted, but in the long run, Valorant is not a mechanical only game. You need to play with your opponent's minds. You need to play the cards right. And I'm not seeing that from the side of Exotic Nexus. They're just brute forcing their way through. And finally, we're gonna see a double-sided map control strat. But again, wait, this time the Cypher is gonna be lurking, but gets caught out by Naughty Choker. Nebu not able to come up on the top side for that engagement, and immediately they're going into this attacking round with such a bad deficit.
Now, Exotic Nexus, as you mentioned, they just can't seem to catch a break. Zerk looking to push that in further with the run it back. Captain LK will take down Bad Love. And it's XCEED once again with the huge man advantage. Spike will go down as it has over the previous rounds, but Exotic Nexus, having lost a couple men, they're looking in extreme dire straits. The Paranoia will come out to try to clear out the site for XCEED. Multiple members of XCEED pushing in. Zerk, Captain LK, go take down DX and Kelly. Now the Hunter's Fury will come out from 10 feet to delay the spike defuse as much as possible, but he will not be able to get a kill. LK will get the defuse, and 10p, he might be able to get a couple kills, does get a couple kills, but the round still going over to XCEED means it's 5-0. And Exotic Nexus, their eco just really starting to hurt right now. Having said that, last round was their eco round. They need to fight back now. At 5-0, you cannot afford to lose any rounds whatsoever, because as being on the attacking side, you want to get to that 4 or 5 number stage to make sure that you have a fighting chance in the second half.
I give it a lot to 10B. He tried his hardest right there, but in the long run, how much can you do? And as I said, I keep on saying, Bind is a map. You want to break into a site. You want to try and force your enemies to rotate. That is where you get a lot of the value from. Bad Love, though, coming out on top on the engagement against Naughty Choker on this shower angle, but on the U-Haul angle. But Scooby, he's just going to be waiting it out. And finally, we're going to be seeing a much more diverse push with Zerk taking out Bad Love. It's just gonna hurt so much more in the long run. They're just gonna be waiting it out, trying to see if they can gain any form of map control, but XCEED, they're not buying any of it. They're just holding strong. They're holding down both sides, and they trust their players so much. Captain spotting out 2, and Cookie may just get taken down, but the smoke completely blocking off his angle. He's just going to be waiting it out, and this is just going to be one of those Western duels of Collie versus Captain LK. Is he going to push out from the smoke is the real question, though. He's just staring at him. We from the casters can see this, and this is such an intense moment. This could break or make the round for either of these teams. Whoever wins this gunfight, as soon as the smoke fades and Collie comes up on top to open up the entirety of the B side, but Zerk and all the cavalry is already here from the side of XCEED to get away with this spike defuse. That's the bomb. 10p holding it out, but with the orbital strike coming out from E and Dex. And 10p, he needs to take this at an amazing classic right link. Take down Zerk and Exotic Nexus. They have it all under the book. 10p comes in huge with his classic to take it away for their side. And an amazing round coming out from Exotic Nexus.
From the last time we saw Exotic Nexus, I remember distinctly it was 10p on the Omen pick who was just popping off left, right, center, always one of the last men standing, doing extremely well. Now 10p on the Sova doing exactly that. 2 kills with the classic first here onto Zerk with the right click, and then another over here onto Zaid with that classic. Just classic beast is 10p getting that round win for Exotic Nexus after Collie in that intense moment is able to take down Captain LK. 5-1. This is the sort of win that Exotic Nexus really needed, because not only are they able to get the win, but the fact that they're able to do it in the B site where they failed multiple times before has to give them so much momentum going forward in their ability to make sure that they're continuing with their plans and their strategies. Now we'll take a quick look at the scorecard, see how both teams are holding up. You see Zerk and Naughty Choker 11 and 7 kills. The duelist reigning high for XCEED. For the side of Exotic Nexus, it's 10p and DX doing really well. I have to say, for DX, the fact that we've already seen 2 Brimstone ultimates in 6 rounds is a huge thing, because that's one of the biggest reasons we like Brimstone on Bind, is because his ultimate can be so impactful, and DX doing really well to make sure that he's using his ultimate time and time again and recycling the cooldown as much as possible.
And I don't think if you noticed or not, he's also taking as many ultimate orbs as possible. He's forcing out the economy. And on a map like Bind, we talk about this over and over again. The ultimate points, trying to fight for these ultimate points is extremely important, not just for your ultimate economy, but in the long run, it gives the defenders information that, hey, they're not pushing this side, so they're going to be pushing the other side. Because any good team will want to take over the ultimate orb. Gives them a huge advantage, gives them map control, and it gives them a lot of potential to push that side. But at the same time, if you are not controlling it, this is for the viewers at home, if you're not controlling the ultimate orbs, it gives the enemy team so much information. You're not on that side, and everyone's just going to be, okay, let's say one man is just going to be sitting down on that shower angle, on that A side, and everyone's just going to be rotating over to B. Because that is how callouts work in the long run. Because you can play with your enemies just by the things that are given to you on the map and through the audio cues. Yeah, and from the side of XCEED, they did that perfectly. They waited it out, saw that there's no one sitting onto that shower angle orb, but the B side execute was just so well done. And as I said before, Collie and Captain, if both of them were not able, like, if whichever kill happened, it's gonna make or break the run, because elbow control is so important when it comes to the B side as a defender. If you lose that, the round is basically over.
Yeah, definitely. It gives the fact that elbow giving you access to halls and giving you access to the link from the other side. Meaning if you have the elbow control, you control multiple entry points and you're able to control the access for the other team. Now, going into the next half, Exotic Nexus were able to pick up a round for themselves. XCEED, though, they picked up the Operator in this round. And that Operator on Zaid will be the one getting the first kill onto Bad Love, taking him down. The shock dart from 10 feet, though, takes down Zerk. And I think both of I think the entire kill itself was done through the shock darts, because you notice that he doesn't have any shock darts and Zerk was really low. So 10 feet just with the shock darts, taking down Zerk, playing really, really well. Now 4v4. Exotic Nexus, they know the heaven is where Zaid is with the Operator, so they'll smoke out the angle. They'll also smoke out the entry angle for the defenders, and now they look to push into Lamps right here. It'll be Collie getting the opening kill and DX going for the plant. The smoke going out to cover his teammate. Collie setting up for his team, making it 4v3. Now looking to get into their post-plant positions.
Serious indeed, but with Zaid, with an Operator, that is just gonna hurt so much more in the long run, with Nepu going down to that off shot. Captain sitting it out, but Zaid with the Hunter's Fury gets the collateral, ladies and gentlemen. He has that Operator, he's trying to take that shot, but Naughty Choker way quicker with that Vandal one tap to take him down. And XCEED, riding on the back of Zaid, is able to take it away, taking it to a 6-1 scoreline.
I don't think there was ever a more apt moment for that ultimate to be called Hunter's Fury, because Zaid, man, was he mad. Just straight up takes down 2 members with 1 shot, and while both of them lining up is not a good thing. The fact that he's able to aim down in the Lamps area and get the kill onto both Collie and DX. So much props to Zaid, he's been on point. Got the shock dart kill in the earlier rounds, got the Operator kills now and getting the Hunter's Fury kills, showing himself as an all-round package. This will force Exotic Nexus into yet another eco round. So XCEED, the ball once again back in their court. XCEED doing really well on this defensive half of the map Bind. We'll have to see if they can keep the pressure going. It's Collie now with the Blade Storm moving down B-Long. Will find Captain LK, but with the help of the trap fire, it'll be Captain LK taking him down. Captain breaking out the neural theft and showing all members of Exotic Nexus all grouped up around B, giving so much information to the side of XCEED, who are now rotating over. Captain with another will drop the spike and make it 5v2.
Never mind about a 5v2, this is a 5v1, and with Nepu with just a Deagle and a Dream is able to get that headshot onto Captain LK, but everyone's just gonna be storming it out, and Zerk is gonna come out on top with another round for the side of XCEED. They're just playing it so well, and Exotic Nexus, they don't seemingly have an answer of how to fight this, and this is just gonna hurt against a composition that is going to stop you quite frequently. You need to bait out utility. You cannot just break into a site. You have a raise. You have the potential to take out a lot of the utility from Cypher. See where he places his camera, see where he places a lot of his tripwires. Cyphers in general, yes, a good Cypher does change up their trap placements, but they have very specific locations they want to put their traps in, and you need to play at those strikes. But Naughty Choker, he's gonna take that peak battle, spots out one. He's just gonna hold it this time though. But Nepu with those headshots raining through the wall takes him down to 42 HP, ladies and gentlemen, and they spot out Naughty Choker, but the Cypher is still gonna be sitting back. Link in the backside of elbow. Shock darts do not come in, but Collie with the spray does connect instead, taking out Naughty Choker. Zerg using a run it back to get through from Hookah, but spots out no one. Captain LK getting that kill, but Collie answering back quickly with the headshot onto his side. The ultimate orb has been taken from the side of E and Dex, and they're hopping in into the rotate to take a TP onto this A side, but they're just gonna be waiting. But they did not hear the TP. They're all going towards A, going towards B. But Zerk is coming back. He does get spotted out, and he is very low with the headshots coming out from 10p. Scooby
Spike planted.
waiting it out to try and see if he can find any angle. But against four attackers, this is gonna hurt so much. But with Zayd with an operator shot, evening it up just a little bit. CA, will they be able to take it?
I mean, 3v2 Exotic Nexus, they have the lead, but Zayd, he's alive with the operator. He's at A heaven holding it down. Exotic Nexus, they've got the spike planted and they've adopted extremely defensive positions. They need to make sure they're able to get it down. Now the Hunter's Fury and the Showstopper come out at once. The Showstopper first to delay. The Hunter's Fury just getting ready. The Showstopper will not get thrown out because Zayd with the operator will take him down. The Orbital Strike comes out, which will delay further, and Scooby and DX exchanging kills mean the spike defuse has been delayed for long enough by Exotic Nexus for them to get the win. But that round was so close and so expensive for this side of Exotic Nexus, but they'll be happy with the fact that they're able to just get the win. Really well played with the rotations coming through. They do their usual strategy of pushing into B long, but once they're able to get a pick, they actually use that pick to rotate all the way over to A, get the spike planted, and then knowing that they all three of them have their ultimates, adopt extremely defensive positions, playing for those ultimates and to be able to delay the spike as long as possible, making it 7-2 on the scoreboard. Exotic Nexus winning that last round, full buys for themselves here, looking to push this lead, push back against this lead now.
They're looking to push back, but at a 7-2 scoreline, you need to win every single round if you want to have a chance of doing anything on the defending half. Because Bind is such a map, if a team is well executed, well coordinated on attack, you're going to have such a hard time trying to block it off. And with XCEED showing so much prowess on the defensive rounds, this is going to hurt so much. And just like I said, Captain LK takes down 2. He is strong and he is potent. 4 versus 2. Make it a 4 versus 2 from a 4 versus 3, ladies and gentlemen. Naughty Choker forcing off TX into the back corner. He's just gonna be stuck inside. They know it's not good position with Collie going down to a well-placed headshot from Naughty Choker. He is in such a bad scenario, and DX does get taken down. The spike is being diffused, and XCEED, they're looking so strong, and I have to give a lot of credit to the Cypher. Look at the tripwire placements. He is just playing mind games with everyone from the side of Exotic Nexus.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant tripwire placements, but I have one major issue with the way Exotic Nexus played that round. In about 9 out of 10 rounds that we've seen Exotic Nexus push into B, we see where Captain LK likes to position himself. Elbow. Every single time this guy is an elbow, every single time they've been able to take side B is when they smoke out elbow and then push in. Like that one moment I remember earlier when they were in a standoff situation between Collie and Captain. They need to smoke out that Cypher before moving in, or at least make sure they peek the elbow corner together to trade out that Cypher. But doing neither means Captain just getting a few kills for himself, meaning that XCEED, they have an easy defense lined up. But as you said, those trapwire placements continuously changing, meaning Exotic Nexus continuously guessing, and they're on top. Once again on top with Naughty Choker and Captain getting the opening 2 kills. XCEED looking to make it 9-2.
9-2, and with Scooby having his crosshair trades, they're getting 1, and that spray transfer has come true. Ian Dex goes down as well. And a really fast round for the side of Team XCEED. Exotic Nexus, I wanna say that what you could do better in a lot of these situations, but the main issue is that you're not playing as a team. You're playing it too slow. You do not have a proper plan, and you are hesitating a lot in these long runs. Exotic Nexus, you are a good team. You have the mechanical talent, but you are just not executing properly. You're not executing as a team. You're trying to execute it solo, and you're planning for way too long. And from the side of Team XCEED, just look at how they're playing. They're playing it so fast, they're playing it so aggressive, and they all have a plan. They're doing their cards right. And just as I say, though, Zaid gets one onto Kali, Bad Luck taking one onto Zerg, but Scooby answers back from the side, taking 2 kills for his end. Nepu trying to find something. He's not gonna be able to find Scooby. This Scooby-Doo is too slippery, and he has found the villains themselves and are unmasking for the 4K. And Scooby comes up on top, ladies and gentlemen. 10 and 2 to end this half. And an amazing, explosive performance coming out from every single member of Team XCEED.
So
Switching
my
sides.
biggest issue with XCEED's composition when we started this off was like, who is gonna op? Because normally you expect a duelist to be opping, but a Raze or a Phoenix, you want them in the thick of the battle using their abilities, so they can't really op. The Omen needs to set up his abilities and not really usually in the position to op because he can't come up with his paranoia. Similarly, the Cypher needs to be holding down side B, so he can't really op. If someone had told me that Zaid was literally next level tier A Radiant type op, not missing a single shot, this man continuously landing those, I would instantly give the composition advantage to XCEED because of the point you mentioned, which is the flashes coming through, and you can see that huge advantage playing out. XCEED, they really should rename themselves Mystery Machine because they seem to come out of every round with just a new sort of dominating aspect of their playstyle, and they're looking like the stronger team in this series right now. XCEED just playing brilliantly, making sure that they're on top of Exotic Nexus all throughout. Now 10 to 2. This will be us switching halves. XCEED, they were dominating on the defensive half, but we've seen a lot of times when teams, they just sort of rejuvenate and become resilient in the second half. So I'm hoping Exotic Nexus will be able to do the same. And this pause timer gives us a second to talk about what exactly Exotic Nexus need to do, because they don't have any room whatsoever. They need to start from the pistol round.
They need to start from a pistol round, and if they lose this, you know what is gonna happen. A 12 and 2 scoreline in the long run. And just think about it like this. How much is this going to hurt the side of Exotic Nexus? They are such a momentum-based team. And on defense, you don't really have a lot of wiggle room to figure out what XCEED are going to be bringing to the table. They have that flash advantage. They have that advantage of them having that Raze, having that Sova. They have everything under their belt, and they also have an Omen being a secondary flasher as well to block out multiple different sidelines. How are you going to fight them in the long run when you don't really have a lot of wiggle room to work with? You need to take a lot of those aim duels, and you need to come out on top. I'm sorry to say this, but at this stage, strategy is not what's going to win you a lot of these gunfights, but a lot of gunplay. You need to be confident in your own skill, because now you don't have a lot of time to calculate and try and figure out what your opponent is going to do. Here, your aim is going to matter the most out of every single other scenario, and your team play as well. Play for the trades. Play your lives properly, and hopefully Team Exotic Nexus are going to be coming out on top.
And you can see Exotic Nexus looking to do just that with both DX and Bad Love pushing into showers. But with DX now backing up Bad Love on time, it will be Naughty Choker taking Bad Love down. Just a bit of miscommunication resulting in a man down for Exotic Nexus, and that's going to cost them a lot. Now 5v4 for XCEED, they're playing it very slow, they're playing it very calm. There's Cypher lurking for the rotations with 4 members down on A side. Now looking to commit. The hot hands will go in. Beautiful lineup for what I believe will be Lamps. So it will go in exactly in the defensive position for Lamps. Now, still playing very, very slow. XCEED know that they have the man advantage on their side. They also have the health advantage on their side with DX so low. They know that they can choose to commit whenever they want. And it will be now with the recon bolt coming out. Naughty Choker getting one. DX and Kali though each answering back. Zaid gets one. Nepo and Kali with each one though. Kali looking really strong, holding it down for XCEED, for Exotic Nexus, but it's XCEED 1v1. Scooby will take the spike and rotate over to B side, but this will be the wrap around. This will be the bamboozle.
The biggest bamboozle from Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And now here we see Nepu saying, where are you instead? And
Oh
ladies
my
and
God.
gentlemen, this is gonna be one of those things that I have to do because this is a 10-2 score line, and oh my God, Scooby, again, are you gonna take this TP? But with 12 seconds left on the
10
clock, he
seconds
needs
left.
to go for this plant. He's gonna be finding it out, but Nepu, he has his phone number, calls them up, and finds Scooby just sitting out in the smoke. And ladies and gentlemen, finally a round coming out from Exotic Nexus from a huge chase going up from hookah back onto A and everywhere in between. And I would say it's a really good round for the side of Exotic Nexus. They are reinvigorated. They won their aim duels. Just as I said, strategy is not what's going to win you this round. It's a lot of what your aim brings down to the table. And expertly played coming out from both sides.
This goes here.
While I love those wraparound plays in general, I hate it when people do it against a Cypher on Bind, because you know the Cypher has the camera and the tripwires on Bind. You know the Cypher's like, bro, I know you took the TP, but my tripwire and my camera don't say shit, so I know you're not there, and I know you're going back to A side, and just able to easily read into the play. Scooby just getting really excited, as his name may say, but Scooby really well with the idea. We'll have to see if they can pull it through. Now, Exotic Nexus winning that round means that it is XCEED who will be going on the eco, and Zerk with just 9 HP and a classic in a very difficult position here in hookah. The paint grenade will come out to push Tempe out of that position, but Tempe
Oh my God.
take down one. Tempe holding it down from Hall's just one-man squad, will not go down, make it 5v4 for his team. Now Kali takes the TP and just waiting, and I like this position because Kali doesn't have to go outside. He did go outside and die though.
He did go outside and die, but bad luck from coming in from the back. Is able to take down one, tries to throw the Roomba, and he does get caught out. 1 versus 3 scenario for his side. Make it a 1 versus 2. He has that chance because the sofa is extremely low from their side, and 10p.
30 seconds left.
In such a bad scenario if he tries to go for this peak battle. But with the Cypher camera spotting him out onto the hook angle, he tries to make a run for it, but 10p comes out on top, taking that peak against him. And I have to give it to this man. Look at that jiggles. He is strafing like a bad lad, and Zerg not being able to hit that shot. That is a really difficult shot to hit, especially with a classic, and he does that so well. Expertly played movement. And Exotic Nexus take one more round under their belt, but at a 10-4 scoreline, you cannot afford to make mistakes. You need to get your economy rolling. So even if you lose that one round, you still have the chance to come back stronger on that next round, so you do not force it into match point for the side of a Team XCEED.
Deploying drone.
With 3 members going down for Exotic Nexus, while they won that round, that was a really expensive round. Personally, I think when Kali took that teleporter, you can just sit inside. You can sit inside knowing that there are going to be people sitting outside waiting for you. And then the defensive half, the more time you waste, the better. But Kali, he just walks out, just dies instantly, and really cost that really expensive round for Exotic Nexus. But nevertheless, they won that round, and going into the next round, it will be buy down for both teams, and a chance for Exotic Nexus to continue their resurgence in the second half. XCEED though, they're going to look to have none of that. They're going to look to pull back their tempo, their advantage, and push their lead even further. Now Kali, with that Phantom, will take down Zerg. Kali doing really well from Lamps to make sure that his team has the control in this matchup. But XCEED, they're rotating all the way to B, and with no unnecessary rotations coming out from Exotic Nexus doing a brilliant job in defense.
The orbital strike coming out as well to try and slow down as much as they can, but saving that orbital strike instead for the spike plant would have been so much more potent. Naughty Choker making a lot of
30
noise
seconds left.
down onto this A side to try and make sure these players stay here. These players stay where they are instead, while the entire team is rotating onto this B side. Smokes are coming through. 10p though, he has.
Oh my god.
Sitting inside of the Liberty. This is gonna hurt so much for their side. And 10p is able to take down 2, but Captain LK answers back with the
10
refrag.
seconds left.
The members going down, and the spike line needs to come really soon as well. But with 6 seconds left on the clock, an expertly played defense coming out from Exotic Nexus. No over rotations, and I have to give it to 10p to stop that spike plant, and everyone is able to rotate back on time to get those kills. And have to give it to Ian Dex and Naughty Choker. Naughty Choker played his card so well and so correctly, but was not still able to come out on top in that fight. And in the long run, Exotic Nexus expertly well played, didn't really over rotate, held their sight lines and held their ground really well.
What I'm not the biggest fan of is the fact that Naughty Choker does his job brilliantly, but when XCEED push into side B, you see nobody covering the halls area, nobody covering the tin box angle, just relying on the Cypher cage through and through to make sure that they're not caught out, and they do get caught out by 10P being that sneaky guy, getting into that position, getting a kill for himself, but getting so much time for his team to cover him up and back him up. Now, Exotic Nexus winning that buy round will mean that XCEED their force onto yet another eco, and for them, it's about just controlling this bleed on the attacking half. They're looking to heavy commit onto B side to do just that. Zayd with the opening kill, Captain with another. Nepu will take down one in return, but it's XCEED with the spike plant and the man advantage.
Yeah, the man advantage, but two of their mans are just nearly dead in this long haul. They need to play it like with those trades. Just as I say, though, Zerk is able to take out Nepu, but 3 members are extremely low for the side of XCEED now. But with a spray down coming out from EN Dex, he is able to take down 2 of the lowest members for the side of Team XCEED. 2 versus 2 post-plant scenario, and the Hot Hands is in favor of their side. The flash does go through, but Zerk, he gets flashed out himself, but the full blind goes towards Index more than him, and Collie, he needs to try and get this down, but with the paranoia coming out and the hot hand, Bino is last on position, and Zerk comes up on top. An expertly well played round, expertly well played post-plant scenario from the side of Team XCEED.
Exotic Nexus, they just got completely caught off guard here. XCEED is like, you know what? We are in our eco round. We have pistols and submachine guns. That means we excel in close range battles. So we're just gonna rush. We're gonna rush, go really fast, and look for trades. Because even trades, economically, they favor us. You have the Phantom, we have the SMG. And if you're able to take down a Phantom for an SMG, we're very happy. Doing just that. DX, he does really well to get a couple kills here. But it's too little too late because the spike plant has been done. And with 2 members retreating onto B long, they're in really good position to hold it off. And they did just that, making it 11-5. Now it will be Exotic Nexus going on to that eco round and XCEED on the buy round. XCEED now looking to push it to match point, and with an advantageous economy, with advantageous weapon sets, this is their chance to do the same. Now, you see, they're playing it very slow. The Cypher, once again lurking, while the other members wait down A. Zayd with the Hunter's Fury will start it off. Get a kill onto DX. Zayd aiming down lamps. Will also get a tag onto the side of the Raze. Now Collie holding down this angle with the Blade Storm. Will get Zerk and dash away on time. Throws out the smoke to delay any sort of push from the side of XCEED. Throws out another to enable his sneaky push to come out. Collie just playing a very daredevil angle and holding it down for Exotic Nexus.
He's holding it down, but with that 1 kill, answers back to XCEED getting 1 as well. But when you're a defender, losing that 1 member is just so much more dangerous. Collie, though, going in for a huge flank, is able to find out Zayd, trying to line up one of his recon bolts or his shock darts. And with 1 member going down as well, but they have side control onto the Nepu being forced onto the Sheriff. It's not going to be able to find it, but 10P comes in from the side to take down 2. And immediately this is a round that Exotic Nexus are looking strong, and Naughty Choker able to get the upper hand on Nepu, shooting him in the back, but it's not gonna help out as Team XCEED going down on the eco round for the side of the Exotic Nexus.
Now, what we don't get to see a lot of in competitive play, at least in such stages of competitive play, like we get to see it a lot more when we go to like the semi-finals and the finals area, is people using Raze or even a Sova Shock Dart to clear out trap fires. The thing is, for me, when XCEED were excelling, it was when they were rushing a site particularly. When you're using the Raze blast packs to push yourselves in while simultaneously taking down the trap fires, you get double double value out of it. And XCEED, they need to try to do that. The rotational play simply not working out against Exotic Nexus, because Exotic Nexus, they don't make the unnecessary rotations. They hold down the site, they rely on their teammates to do the same. It will be XCEED forced to go on a semi-eco round of sorts, with Exotic Nexus in the buy round. Exotic Nexus fighting back from 11-6, 10-2, 11-6. Exotic Nexus, they've done well for themselves on the defensive half, but to pull off the full comeback, well, will not suffice. They will need to do brilliantly. Definitely capable of that. We'll see if they can do that. Now, running back will get popped from Zerk. XCEED looking to push into A side. Running back will be used to push it down. Through the smoke. Zerk predicting where Collie threw it from. Get that kill. kill. The showstopper from Naughty Choker will get another. Captain LK with one, and the Hunter's Fury coming out. The plant will go down. It is a critical situation, but 10p with one. 10p with two. Oh my god.
He is the man and he is the hunter. That is what you want to see coming out from your Sova player to get those 2 picks. 2 versus 3 scenario though for the side of Team XCEED, and 10p at the helm of it, making sure to take down 2 at the bare minimum. But with Zerg sitting up on that angle, that is just gonna be so hard to take over. Spots out 1, but Naughty Choker is able to take out Nepu on that off angle, and he is able to take down 10p as well. Well placed headshots and expert levels of crosshair placement coming out from the side of XCEED. They are just going to be holding it strong, taking it to match point, but I have to give it to the side of 10p. Nice try indeed, but against and against a team like XCEED, you need to have every single one of your members step up and not just only one.
Yeah, Naughty Choker, especially in the post-plant position, is doing insanely well to first catch out the hat of the Cypher in lamps from that position, and then bouncing that grenade in such a manner that even if he goes down to the Sova in 10p, the grenade would have taken down 10p. In Naughty Choker just making sure that there's no way Exotic Nexus can pull that through means that it's XCEED now 12-6, and this is what I mean. Even last round, they forced A using the run it back. All 5 of them rushing A is where it works. So I want to see XCEED doing that once again in this match point game, looking to push themselves for the win.
Oh, 10p. I'm pretty sure Zerg just went off of his chair. Oh god, that must have hurt a lot. I love to see those one taps when you come through from that hookah angle. That's a really hard shot to hit as well, because you need to be so precise as you're only seeing their heads, and any form of movement does hurt a lot for the side of the person taking the shot from the lower angle. Naughty Choker though is just going to be backing out with the showstopper coming out from the side of Hookah. He is looking for blood. The showstopper does not connect though, and Collie is just holding his ground. His Exotic Nexus are slowly, meticulously trying to see if there's any rotations or any form of play that they can make. Nepu sitting outside of the teleporter, making it out to see if he can find one, but Collie comes up on top in that engagement, tries to go for the gun, but 10p already has his back, is able to take down another. ENDX comes in strong with the orbital strike to take down Naughty Choker, and Scooby being the only one left in a corner. He's probably shaking in his boots as we see Bad Love hunting him down from the side, and he's not gonna be able to find it. But Scooby able to take down one, he's looking to take down another, but 10p comes up on top in that engagement, and another round going to the favor of the Exotic Nexus.
Exotic Nexus, they're going round for round against XCEED here, but the problem with that right now is a round for round will mean match over, so they need to take the tempo from this match, and the brilliant way they were able to hold down in defense and transfer that into a 5-round win streak to push themselves over time. Exotic Nexus doing really well here to fight against the clock, make sure that they delay as much as possible and then commit to the fight in general. Now, XCEED, they need to switch up their strategy. They need to go for the rush. I really do favor them on the rush. I don't favor them on that baiting playstyle, because I think Exotic Nexus, given a second to breathe, a second to just coordinate and communicate, they come out being the better team on the defensive half. XCEED, all 5 of them moving towards A. We might just get what we want in XCEED rushing down a site. We'll have to see if Exotic Nexus can hold it down. Now Collie spots out one behind the box. Collie going for the peek once again. The smoke will come down to delay. Collie will get tagged out, but tags Naughty Choker down for a lot will also take him down. The shock dart hits and brings down Collie to 49 HP. And while Collie is low, XCEED is down an agent for themselves, and it's a 5v4 situation. Exotic Nexus, they need to fight back, and they're doing that with the help of Collie. Woo!
Collie comes in huge, but 10p comes in huge as well, coming in from the market angle with Captain LK being the only one left. He's trying to do as much damage towards the side that he can, gets that jumping classic shot onto his back end, and ladies and gentlemen, another round for the side of Exotic Nexus, and they're clawing their way back from that 11, from that 10-2 scoreline that they put themselves in on the attacking half, but the defense just looks so strong and so potent that Exotic Nexus, they are not gonna give it up.
I think for me, the biggest difference in like a lot of teams that we got to see, and judging the skill level of the team, is whether they're better on attack or defense. Here, both of the teams better on defense, meaning it's an equally like skilled matchup between these two teams. XCEED, they already got the 2 rounds that Exotic Nexus did in the first half though. They just need to get 1 more. Exotic Nexus with back-to-back rounds, they're on the win streak and they're fighting back for that chance to go to overtime. Technically, holding down, getting a couple kills for himself, but Naughty Choker and Zayd answering back will make it 3v3. Kali on the rotation from last will take down 1, but Naughty Choker barely seeing the head will take him down. Bad Love with a kill, and it's just Naughty Choker versus Bad Love, and TX takes out the showstopper, will bring it out, goes up into the air, and will not find the kill onto Bad Love. Will tag him really low and take him down though. And now it's Naughty Choker versus TX, and Naughty Choker 4K clutch. 13-8 will be XCEED taking down Exotic Nexus in map 1.
An expertly played round from both teams, but you cannot pull out the X factor that is Naughty Choker. He does not choke when he is in those clutch situations, even if his name says so. But he played this so well. He used the showstopper, and that was a really nice dodge coming up from Bad Love, using that satchel to get away from him, but he was not able to pull out his gun in time to try and fight Naughty Choker. And Ian Dex didn't really expect him to stand in his volley and take the fight against DX. And in the long run, that really did work out for their favor. And I have to give it to Exotic Nexus. They played their cards right. They played so well to try and claw their way back, but the gutter that they put themselves in, losing so many rounds on that attacking half, really did hurt them. And that is what costed them this entire game, I would say.
Yeah, just even a couple more rounds would have made a ton of difference, but it will be XCEED taking down Exotic Nexus in map 1. And we'll take a second to relive that entire map with the Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 Notebook, powered by Ryzen 4000 series processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. Now, what I am really curious about in the way this match went up is the fact that what we've talked about really early is Exotic Nexus with the lack of any flashes, right? So we'll break down Exotic Nexus composition first, because I like the Brimstone, I like the Raze, and I like the Sova. Of course, you need a Cypher or a Killjoy to sort of hold up the B side. The Jet is where the biggest question mark comes up, because while we've seen Kali play the Jet exclusively every single time we've seen them, the biggest issue with Jet for me is that since you're choosing to not pick up the Phoenix or the Reyna, and therefore sacrificing that bit of utility in the flash, you have to make up for it by being either really aggressive or pulling out the AWP and showing your ability to just hold down a site. We didn't get to see either from Kali, except for moments of individual brilliance in rounds, and I think that ended up being the biggest difference between these two teams, because XCEED, even Zerk, he performed out of his mind, but even if he did not perform out of his mind, they have his flashes to rely on. When Kali is not able to perform, he have no utility coming in from the Jet.
Jet is one of those characters that people say that she is A tier just because of how good and potent she can be, but it really depends on the individual player skill as well. Ian Dex and everyone really did show up from the side of Exotic Nexus, but when you talk about a team of their caliber, they can do so much more if they had that one flasher. Bad Love as well, he could have tried to alleviate some of the pressure from Kali. He could have been the first one to fly into the side. We can talk about Team Villainous, because they use this strat really often, using the Brimstone, using the Raze, using the Jet. They always fly into the side, taking and alleviating a lot of the pressure when it comes to a map such as Bind. And they needed to execute the same form of a plan, same form of a strategy. When you don't have a flasher, you need to be sending both of your duelists running in onto the side, and when they are running in, your team needs to follow up. Your team needs to clear the angles that your duelist cannot check. For example, the elbow angle, for example, the cubby angle behind green box. All of those angles are potentially deadly for the side of your duelist to check. And you as a team need to make sure that your duelists have the safest way to enter onto a site. And all of those factors come into consideration in this attacking half, and Exotic Nexus, they were not able to properly execute the draft that they had for their side.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think, especially using the raised grenades and the brimstone molly to clear out the corners, which would potentially be cleared out with the flash, is a sort of change you can make if you're coming into this map with this composition, with that plan in mind. But I think that's where it became an issue. We didn't get to see a particular strategy. And going into map 2, I'm hoping Exotic Nexus, they will come with a game plan in mind, because you've seen XCEED, they're very strong when you just let them play comfortably. So Exotic Nexus is going to be up to them to make them uncomfortable. Now, that was map 1 between XCEED and Exotic Nexus. XCEED will take down Exotic Nexus in map 1. While we go set up for map 2, you can get some shopping done by checking out the links in the description below. Massive LG monitor sales going on. It might just be time for you to upgrade your setup. Also, with that, we have Series 4 registrations now open, and with that bigger price pool, it's time for you to make sure that you go down into the registration below, get your squad together, and register. Now, while we set up for map 2, remember to like, share, subscribe, because with every stream, we're giving away 200 Valorant points and a chance for you to grab the skin of your choice. Well, we'll go set up for map 2, and we'll be back for the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 3, powered by AMD and Ideapad Gaming real soon.
Hell Ranger 1 versus 5, and this is going to be Velocity Gaming winning TEC Challengers Series.
The clock is ticking down. Velocity can feel it. Velocity have done it. 3-2. They take the grand finals and are your undisputed champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 3, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, with ACT as our fiber partner and AFK Gaming as our media partner. We're back for map 2 between XCEED and the side of Exotic Nexus, and it's going to be up to Exotic Nexus to look to fight back, with XCEED taking them down in map 1. Now, Aggressive, before we go into the map screen, I want to ask you, given the fact that Bind, the map we just saw in map 1, was Exotic Nexus map going through, do you think Exotic Nexus can pull off an upset in XCEED's own map, or if we're going to see a 2-0 coming in here from XCEED?
Exotic Nexus, as I said before previously, they have the potential, but they need to iron out a lot of their gameplay. We expected to see a lot coming out from Collie, being one of those players that is very explosive. Everyone does have a bad day. It does happen. But if the team needs to step up, every single player needs to play out of their minds if they're going to beat XCEED on their own map, and especially on a map like Haven, where you need to be aggressive, where you need to know how to hold the site on your own for just a little while, try and get 1 or 2 picks at the bare minimum before going down. They need to have that level of confidence in themselves to at least try and gain some level of advantage over the side of Team XCEED.
Exotic Nexus, for them, the second map, I think, just gets that little bit harder, because what we saw from XCEED was this capability to just continuously play unpredictable and surprise Exotic Nexus with what strategy they were going in a particular round. And Haven, that's what the map is known for. Now, going into game, we'll take a quick look at the scorecard, see exactly what compositions both teams have set up. 10P is going to be the one picking up that jet, and Collie is going to go out at the Omen. I personally love this change, because we were talking about how good 10P has been, not just today, but also in the previous series that we saw yesterday. XCEED, though, they're going ahead with the exact same composition. No need to change what already works.
What already works, and they're playing that composition tried and true. 10P though, we're going to be seeing him point to this duelist, and that does get me really excited. He and Dexo comes out on top, taking it out on Zerk. And honestly speaking, this time around, they're looking a lot more stronger. They're playing their angles much more hyper-aggressively. They're holding it down. They're holding down the fort. The paranoia does connect onto 2 players, and they need to back out immediately. The camera spots out. No one just yet, but they're just going to be holding it up. Trying to play for time as 10P. He's just chilling out outside of the window, and Zaid probably going to be the one to get caught out, but they're just going to be trying to rush it down onto this A side. But with everything coming down and everyone just waiting it out, Nepu trying to find out one, but Naughty Choker with the Roomba able to take him out. But Nepu takes out Captain LK at the bare minimum before going down. Naughty Choker with another headshot is able to take down one. Ian Dex answers back on the Scoopy, pushing them into a 3 versus 2 scenario, make it a 2v2 scenario as Naughty Choker comes in strong, and Team XCEED, they're looking to close out this round as shots are coming in left, right, and center, and Naughty Choker at the helm of it all. 1v1 scenario, but he's not going to be fighting at an 8 for Naughty Choker. This guy does not choke when it comes to these close clutch scenarios, ladies and gentlemen, and he's just showing it that his namesake is not what he really does.
There.
Map 1 with a 4K clutch to get XCEED the win. Starts off map 2 with just just one step further, getting an ace in the very first pistol rounds. Headshot after headshot. He simply does not miss. Naughty Choker on point with 5 kills. What this will also mean, if you take a quick look, and we do see it, it will be Naughty Choker picking up a Phantom and full shields. What that ace gives them is a chance to pull by in this second round, and that could end up being really, really huge for the side of XCEED. We'll have to see if they can make it work though. Now, DX and Zerk fighting down near the garage area. It will be DX taking down Zerk, even though Zerk had the weapon advantage, giving the man advantage to XCEED. But the spike is making its way to A with the help of Naughty Choker on this Phantom. Now with just Nepu holding down A, he needs his team to come back him up, and you can see that with 10p coming in here. XCEED will get the first kill. Captain with another taking down Nepu, clearing up site A. Naughty Choker using the boombomb and the grenade to push in aggressively and get a kill for himself. Will not get that. The spike will get planted and he'll back up. 4v2 for XCEED and an eco round for Exotic Nexus. 10p and Bad Love just looking to get some damage done. Now you see for the side of XCEED that it's a 4v1 scenario with XCEED getting another kill and just 10p left with this sheriff. 10p will not find any other kill. Naughty Choker will take him down and XCEED will make that 2-0.
He's gonna make it 2-0, but at the same time, that was such a well-played round coming out from Naughty Choker that I have to give him a lot of credit where credit is due, because with that Phantom, he does create a lot of pressure. He does make sure that at the bare minimum, they know that there's a Phantom there and they're gonna be really scared to push it. And Zayd comes in from the back. He has the Spectre in hand. He has that confidence on his side to go and run over the entirety of Team Exotic Nexus. But we're going to be seeing the run it back coming out from ENDEX. This is their gun round, of course, so they have that advantage to their side. ENDEX trying to spot out one, but does get caught out by Scooby lurking out near the spawn angle. And Zerk, he does not have a lot to work with to his name, as he did not really get enough kills, but does get spotted out by the Owl Drone, needs to back off, and Zayd coming for backup. But for the first time, we are seeing XCEED playing it very slow, playing it very methodically, instead of the usual rush tactic.
Will pay off with Captain getting that first kill. XCEED, they did not go for the buys this round with just one member. The one member who went down in round 2 having to buy. The others sticking to their Spectres, and of course Naughty Choker having already bought the Phantom will be the Phantom for him. Exotic Nexus, this is their full buy round and this is their time to make sure that they makes it pay. And now Bad Love and 10p each getting a kill will mean that Exotic Nexus, they're able to take the man advantage in this round. 4v3 scenario. XCEED slowly moving through garage into site C. Scooby takes down Bad Love and Zerk taking down 10p. And Zerk with another round to Nepu. XCEED will get the spike planted. And right now XCEED in a 3v1 scenario, just Collie left. Not on his signature pick, on the Omen. This will be an extremely difficult task for him. He might just go for the save. I think he's gonna do just that, backing up out of that corner, making sure that he's not just not giving away any extra credit. But XCEED 3-0 going up with this round will mean that they're continuously just stepping up the pace against Exotic Nexus. Remember, guys, in the chat, if you are XCEED fans out there, it's hashtag exceeding limits for XCEED. Keep exceeding, my bad. Keep exceeding, and right now they're doing exactly that. Just exceeding all limits that you could have had for them. XCEED just doing brilliantly. That's hashtag exceed expectations for you. Just XCEED, they've been brilliant. Like, we expected Exotic Nexus to put up much more of a fight, given the fact of how we saw them yesterday. They were looking really strong. But XCEED, they've shown that they have the capability to look even better when your back is against the wall.
Team XCEED, they're just playing it so well, so methodically. And look at Zerk, he did not have a fun round going up against the ENDEX, but he's having a fun round going against 10p and Nepu coming out from the side. So those beautiful one taps to his name. That is what you want to see coming out from your entry fragger. No fear and pure pristine aim. Naughty Choker, though, leading the scoreboard with 6-1 for the side of Team XCEED, 0-3 scoreline, with an equal round for the side of Exotic Nexus. They need to try and get some damage done, try and get some guns to their name. Even if they do not win this round, at least they're going to be able to hurt the economy a tiny bit. And if they do win this round, this is going to be a huge upset and a turning point for the side of Exotic Nexus. Captain LK, though, slowly walking up onto the angle of A, but two players are just going to be waiting for him. 10p only has a shotty, but Captain LK, he's not buying any of it. He's just going to wait it out. And the C side is being completely stormed into. Exotic Nexus have that potential for their side, but Captain LK on the lurk, he's going to hurt so much. Taking one onto Collie, and Zerk, he's already waiting at him on the back line, but Dex comes in from the back and shoots him inside of the head to take him out. And Zerk, he's just going to be spraying it out. He's not going to be able to find Dex, but the molly does come through. He tries to go for the classic right click, but Dex way quicker with that Sheriff is able to take him down. Naughty Choker trying to find something, but he's not going to be able to. And this is just going to be one of those huge upset rounds for the side of Exotic Nexus.
Coming in through from Zayn and Scooby, but they're not able to find the right location for the spike, and it'll be Exotic Nexus taking them down. Wow, that was incredibly quick from Exotic Nexus on the retake, just being brilliant on that eco round for themselves, getting that thrifty round and pushing themselves back into this matchup. Exotic Nexus, they need to give everything they've got. They need to be at their very best, and they need to live up to their #EN Warriors. They need to be those brilliant, like top class 8-year warriors to try to pull themselves back. The best way to do that though is through a thrifty round. So Exotic Nexus on track, just playing extremely fast and playing really quick, making sure that XCEED don't have a moment to respond.
Then a good lineup as well from the side of Zayd. They're just going to be holding it out, but Dex got tagged out extremely low as Zerk is able to find out one, but they're just going to be playing it so much more slower in comparison to before. They're playing it methodically, and as you said before, Team XCEED play their best when they're rushing into a site together, when they're trying to take the duel straight towards the enemy. They try and show off their aim, they try and show off how good that they really can be, but Zerk not able to connect the shots onto 10p, gets extremely low, uses the hot hands to heal himself up, but with an A side take imminent. Will Team Exotic Nexus be able to read this? With the recon ball coming out as well, they're just going to be rushing in onto the side. Naughty Choker uses the Roomba, starts pushing up, and ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be one of those fights that you want to be seeing as you're going to be moving forward. Nepo able to take down one, but gets taken out immediately. Collie comes in from the side, able to take down another one, but gets answered back by Captain LK, and the site is just being stormed into 3 versus 3 post-plan scenario going out slowly. Ladies and gentlemen, the Omen TV does come out, but Zerk comes out on the top, being able to take down Bad Luck, sitting off on that Heaven angle 2 versus 3 scenario on a post line. Do you think they'll be able to take it?
And Scooby left, and Scooby with just 1 HP, meaning it's Zerk and a lot of utility from this Omen. Scooby though waiting in this corner. Scooby just hiding in that corner, being the terrified Scooby-Doo that you expect him to be. But instead, it'll be Scooby with a gun taking him down from that closet corner of sorts. XCEED, they're able to pull off that round. And I think a major reason XCEED excel on like rushing a site together is because they're much more of a team as compared to Exotic Nexus. You see, like when these agent swaps come in, when the role swaps come in for a team like Exotic Nexus, I feel like it sort of clutters the communication to a little bit. And for a team like XCEED, when they have the same roles and the same agents carrying forward from game 1, it just sort of enables them to be better with their communication. Each player understanding and being able to rely on his teammates to be able to fulfill a specific task means that their rushes just become so much more fluent. Now XCEED, it will be Zerk taking down DX, his clone going down. Naughty Choker pushing in through Garage will take down Collie. Collie playing a bit aggressive, and it'll make it 5v3 for XCEED. XCEED pushing their advantage and their lead really strongly in this matchup.
With Zayd going down for the side of XCEED though, it's just gonna hurt a bit more in the long run. But Nepu, he's playing a bit too hyper aggressively, and this is gonna hurt with Zerk using the run it back. He is coming in to hunt you down, Nepu, and you. Oh god, that was a nice one tap, Nepu, just to take out the run it back. But 3 versus 2 scenario going into the post plan, can't be able to take down Zerk as well. He has, but Naughty Choker, he has the showstopper in hand, spots out Nepu. Striker's gonna take him down, but Nepu, he comes in so strong with that deagle. He's gonna be raining down heads at Nepu. Oh my god, this Cypher player is showing up. Exotic Nexus. He is insane. And hashtag EN Warriors down on the chat for Nepu because this man is on fire with this Deagle, and his one taps are reigning true and supreme.
Wow. I mean, I'm just like, wow, because first he used the Sheriff to take down the running back clone, and then even though Naughty Choker here plays a bit unnecessarily aggressive, that one tap coming in across on a flying raise is huge. Using the neural theft to get Captain's position towards the end and getting yet another headshot one tap, meaning it's Nepu who's able to pull back that round for Exotic Nexus. Exotic Nexus, they seem to win the rounds where they don't have the full buys, and if they can just win 1 or 2 rounds where they have the full buys, it would be huge for them. Now 10P with the operator, full buy for both teams. 10P holding down this source angle in A. 10P looking for a pick, and it will be one person stepping up. It will be Captain stepping up and Captain going down. 10P with the operator will find first blood for Exotic Nexus. Now Zaid will pop out the Hunter's Fury. Another Hunter's Fury from the other team will be Zaid with the first kill, and Bad Love will not be getting any kills for himself. Zaid with 1 will make it even Stevens for his team. And XCEED, they're looking to push into side C with Scooby on the spike, just waiting it out before he commits.
Get out of my way!
They're just gonna be waiting it out, but Naughty Choker, he has that huge flank on, and they are none the wiser. And with that spray down, taking out 2 Exotic Nexus, 2 members going down, and with the spike being planted on C, Collie, he's in such a bad position, sitting out with this Omen and not his signature jet. He is having such a hard time trying to get back in and onto executing the side spots of the gun barrel. Hopefully he's gonna be able to find it, but Naughty Choker comes out on top, taking out Collie, ladies and gentlemen. EN Dex tries to swap over to the operator, but we already see the angle coming through, but a good shot from EN Dex to take out Zerka, being a bit too hyper aggressive for his side. Does get taken out, and hopefully EN Dex just is able to save the operator for another round.
DX played that beautifully to save the operator. We'll get another kill onto Naughty Choker, and will save the operator for himself, continuously switching up his position to make sure that he doesn't give it up. The rest of XCEED, though, you can see that they're hunting him, they're looking for him, and now with that round going in favor of XCEED, it will make it 2-5. But coming back to DX, I feel like he did a brilliant job. Even though he gets flashed for that first kill against Zerk, gets that quick scope and then backs up, waits in the stairs, gets another kill onto Naughty Choker to top it off for his round. But it's XCEED who are able to take down the round win. XCEED with that teamwork coming in huge. This is what I mean. Like, Naughty Choker on this like push through garage, always getting a pick, and 10P and Bad Love not covering each other's backs, just covering that straight angle, meaning that it's really easy for Naughty Choker to do the same. Now you see, it will be DX carrying forward the op, and 10P on the Sheriff because he has because he is able to continue with that. The rest of Exotic Nexus, though, full buys for them, all full buys for XCEED. This is Exotic Nexus round to win, otherwise it will end up being quite an expensive round. XCEED, though, they're on a roll, they're continuing their momentum, they have 5 rounds for themselves, and what is generally considered an attack-siders map, XCEED on their home map doing brilliantly here. Now, Collie will get dropped the Sheriff for himself as he gets dropped the gun to his teammate in 10P. Collie lighting up the Paranoia, will not throw it out just yet. XCEED, they went for the B rush, they got the spike plant, they've backed out 1 person in the back of B, 2 people holding down the links, and then 2 people near the mid window area holding down the rotation. Still 5v5, both teams playing it very slow.
Both teams playing it very slow, but an expertly played Paranoia coming out from Collie, but it's not gonna be enough as Zerk gets a headshot. Battle of being able to answer 1, but Nebu comes in from the side to be able to take another one out. But 3 members looking so healthy for the side of Team XCEED, and everyone is just so low for their side, and that spray dot comes through with Zayn coming up on top with the Singularity Phantom to boot. The black hole sucking them up, and slowly but surely Exotic Nexus, they're being put into a ditch one more time, and Team XCEED, they're just looking much more stronger and much more coordinated in comparison.
This is what I mean. Like at the start of the match, when I was saying that XCEED, they have this sort of unpredictability to them, but it's not just purely unpredictability, it's the fact that they have a huge playbook and they're able to execute all of these plays with the similar position as to what would there be their regular play. Now going for the B rush for the first time in this matchup, they're able to infiltrate B side, get the spike down, and then most importantly, get the post plan set up like extremely well. always on point is XCEED in terms of where their players need to be and covering each other's backs, because that's ending up being the biggest difference here. Now Zaid, once again, through the garage, Zaid on point, finding that opening kill onto DX, giving XCEED the man advantage. This is the eco round for Exotic Nexus though, but at 6-2, this is XCEED looking to push in the lead the way they did in the first half. XCEED always looking extremely strong in the first half, may it be attack or defense.
They're looking extremely strong and extremely potent, but Exotic Nexus is leaving something to be desired for. They're not playing their cards right, and especially with the agent swaps coming out from their end, it's just hurting them so much. Naughty Choker being able to take down 2 as well for his side, make it 3. He's looking for an ace, but oh my god, Nepu, will you stop? This Cypher is too good when it comes to these Deagle 1-taps, and Nepu is just showing his prowess when it comes to this. He's trying to look for another one. The shots do not reign supreme. Paranoia does find him out. He's just gonna be chilling out on his back corner, trying to find out one more. But with the entire mystery gang running back onto him, he's not gonna be able to find it as Team XCEED take another round off the board, making it a 7-2.
Nepu, he does brilliantly to get that 1-tap, and you can see that with 7 kills, most of his kills came from those 1-taps. He's on point, but 7 kills for Nepu is 7 rounds for XCEED, looking way better. Naughty Choker with 15 kills, Zaid with 8, not too, like a bit far behind, but considerably understandable given the fact that Naughty Choker is the duelist. Naughty Choker, ever since he got that ace in the first round, he's not let go of the gas pedal at all, and it's gonna be up to Exotic Nexus to figure out how to put the brakes on this explosive base. Now, pushing in aggressively is 10p. We'll get that kill onto Zerk, and we'll back off, pull back into a safe position for himself. XCEED, they got stopped in their tracks for what was looking like a garage and B push, and now they'll have to reconsider it and go back to the drawing board to figure out what they want to do. Now, the recon drone does come out. We'll take out the trap fire. Zaid spots that there's nobody there, and the fact that they've cleared out the utility from garage will mean garage is open to entry if they choose to. XCEED, playing it very slow though, not committing to a particular site, understanding that they're at a man disadvantage. Now, Naughty Choker, with that grenade, takes down Collie, pulls it back to even, and this will be XCEED all grouping up around B with on the back of Naughty Choker as the entry flagger, getting into B side and looking for the side plant.
He has the showstopper in hand, trying to spot out someone, but everyone just makes a run for it. But Nepu coming in through the smoke, this is gonna hurt so much if he's not gonna get spotted out. But Naughty Choker coming in strong with those 3 kills. Dex uses the flash, trying to clear on multiple different angles, but bad luck, way faster on that frag when it came to the flash, able to take out Naughty Choker. Zaid being the one remaining, but gets caught out. With Dex gets caught out trying to pull up the wall, when Captain LK just chilling out on the back lines, trying to heal up from the wall just a little bit. But with the headshots raining true from Dex, 1v1 scenario, but he's not looking healthy whatsoever. If he's not going to be able to get this 1-tap, it's just going to hurt him so much more in the long run. Trying to get those peaks off, but Captain LK comes in way stronger with that jiggle peeking 1-tap. And that is how you play Valorant, ladies and gentlemen. You have that confidence to peek against your opponents, and even if they're at 1 HP, you go for those 1-taps. And an amazingly well-played round coming out from Captain LK.
I have money if you need.
Saying this a bit too often, but at the same time, I feel like it cannot be said enough. XCEED's post-flank positions are on point, man. I am thoroughly impressed with their discipline in this team, because so many times you see the newer teams coming into the best of 3 area, they go down to that pressure and they don't get the post-line positions on point. XCEED, every time after they get the plant, they spread out, they make sure they're covering multiple angles, and even though a couple members go down, the fact that they're covering multiple angles buys them so much time in being able to delay that spike and get that advantageous trade for themselves. Now run it back. Will get popped from the side. But instead of being Zerk getting that kill onto Bad Love, DX is running back, will be thrown back by the Cypher, and now it'll be XCEED looking to punish him for that, punish him for the first blood, going down into Exotic Nexus, pushing into side A. This is the buy round for both teams. For the side of Exotic Nexus, this is their time to push back, because we saw what happened when it was 10 too early. Now Zerk with his own running back, pushing in aggressively. Zerk will take down Bad Love. He's like, let me show you how to actually run it back, my man. throws out the fire, steps onto it, not listening to his own tactics, of course, because it heals him. And it'll be Scooby with the plant and Zerk making sure that XCEED, they still have that huge advantage. Now look at this. Look at their post-plant positions. Every single member completely spread out.
They're spread out on every single angle. And tell me, how many angles can one person check? Zerk playing this expertly. He's just gonna be holding it out, and with Captain LK just sitting out on behind green box, gets two, takes one on the Nepu as well. 10p, here's the audio cue, but Captain LK, his headshots are raining true, they are raining supreme, and this Cypher is showing up hard when it comes to the map of Haven, making it a 9-2 for the side of XCEED, and they're looking to close out this set with a 2-0.
Yeah, XCEED, they are just dominating right now, and you would expect this given the fact that this is their map, and more importantly, this map is generally considered, especially in competitive play, an attacker-sided map, given the fact that there are 3 spike plants. XCEED, it feels like they've taken Haven and stretched it to all of its potential, making sure that they're able to continuously bring out a new strategy. Now 10p with the Blade Storm, he says get out of my way, and he's trying to get this round back for Exotic Nexus in the last half. Gets that opening kill. The Hunter's Fury will come out, will not find any kills from Exotic Nexus though. Zayd though, don't get me wrong, gets a kill onto Bad Love. Zayd's like, I saw one tap with the right click, with the left click, sorry, we'll get a kill. That Tempe will get taken down by Captain LK to trade it back, and it's a 3v3 scenario. And despite 10p's heroics, the fact that Zayd and Captain each getting a kill mean that it's even on the board, and XCEED looking to make it 10-2.
Those one-tap clicks with that Blade Storm were so goddamn beautiful to watch. And ladies and gentlemen, you have to give it a lot to 10p. He's showing up so much in this set, but every one of his other team members need to show up as well. It cannot be a one-man show. Valorant is not really a one-man show when it comes to the coordinated levels of play. When you talk about the highest tiers of Valorant, it's gonna hurt so much. Note that there's one player at the bare minimum sitting up on that heaven angle. Scooby being taken down extremely low for his side. Needs to scurry away back onto the short angle, being able to take out Kali, making it a 3 versus 2 scenario going forward into this match. XCEED, Captain LK does get caught out by the flash, but Yandex not draining through on this side, but with Nepu, with his trusty Deagle, we know how dangerous he can be. Has the Phantom in hand, wants to go for a push, does get spotted out by the Cyber Cage. He knows that he's already being pushed in, and ladies and gentlemen, Exotic Nexus in such a bad position with Nepu trying to find something, but with a dance of death from both Cyphers, he's not gonna giving anything away, and this is a cat and mouse chase where Scooby reigns supreme. And an extremely well played round for the side of Team XCEED, and I have to say, CA, that must have hurt Nepu so much. He's like, Cypher, get back here. Cypher, I want you. I get back here already. And Cypher's not giving him anything. And perfectly executed round from the side of Team XCEED.
That was like the Cyphers in Captain and Nepu playing Tom and Jerry with each other, and then Scooby at the end, he's like, I am Spike, I am Scooby, I am the doggy, will come in and just slam both of them down. They're like, thank you for the round, bye-bye. Make it 10-2 for the side of XCEED. 10-2 was the scoreline in the first map even, and it was Exotic Nexus, even though they put up a really good fight in the second half, they were not able to pull it through. Now the difficult part about this second half is that Exotic Nexus, they're on the attack, and even though Haven considered attacker's favorite map in the way you can execute multiple strategies, in the way you can find multiple rotations, you have to be coordinated to do that, and I'm going to look to Exotic Nexus to pick up the slack from the first half and double down on it and look even better for it. XCEED on their defense, this is their map and their chance to move forward into the tournament and push forward in this series as well. Now Zayd gets the kill onto DX, even though multiple people swarming him. 10p will find the return kill onto Zayd, make it 4v4. Exotic Nexus, they made their way onto C-side. They put down the spike. Now it's gonna be up to them to show us if they've got what it takes to get the perfect post-line positions in.
They are taking the proper post-line positions, but they're doing it slowly. 10p sitting up on that angle is not gonna be a good idea, my dude. You're just gonna be taken out one after the next. Kali though, they're just gonna be playing it so hyper-aggressively, so defensively, but Zerk not able to rain those shots supreme. Nepu being able to take him down, but the spike plant just goes through, and such an expertly played round from the entirety of entirety of XCEED. They played it so well. They played their card so right, using 2 players as bait while one just sits on that spike plant, and there is nothing that you can do to stop the dominating force of Team XCEED. And with a team ace to boot, they're looking to close out this map with a bang.
I have no words because Naughty Choker, he's a madman. He's this explosive ranged madman that will not lose pistol rounds no matter what. Holding down that C long sight for his teammate to get the diffuses, pushing XCEED to 11-2. You see Exotic Nexus, they're forced to go onto the force buys because they don't want to drop down this round. There'll be multiple kills going down for XCEED with Scooby and Zerk each getting one. Holly got a kill though and the spike carrier was down. Information given to Exotic Nexus, but since then, they picked up the spike. Now, Zerk with another 10p gets a return, but it's 3v1 for XCEED. XCEED not wanting to allow any sort of fight back from Exotic Nexus the way it happened in map 1. XCEED 10-2 in map 1, 10-2 in map 2. This time they won.
Scooby gets caught out by 10p, and this is very much possible for the side of Exotic Nexus. Being able to upgrade to a Spectre as well is going to help so much on this 4 line, but 2 versus 1 scenario against a player like Zerk. This is not a situation that you want to be in. Spots out Zerk's head. He knows that he's sitting in the corner, but he's not really spotted out. But Zerk is looking at the other side, my man. And he does get caught out, being able to finally get a spike plant onto the C side as well. 1v1 scenario, but we all know how good he can be in these 1v1s. 10p versus the Cypher. Who's going to come out on top?
Captain versus 10p. 10p, one of the best players for Exotic Nexus, not just in the series today, but also in the previous series. It will be him spotting him out. Will dash out of the way after getting a couple tags. 10p so far with the dual advantage in terms of health. A captain stepping around 10p though, playing the Ring of Rosie, making sure he's the first one to the platform, getting that 4k for himself, and a clutch round for Exotic Nexus. The force buy, 10p makes it work first with the Stinger and then picking up that Spectre for himself. Now 11-3, they just need 8 more rounds of that, and with 10p playing this way, I definitely think it's possible.
It's so possible, and ladies and gentlemen, he's just gonna be playing his cards so well. It's gonna be playing his cards so well, and that clutch was so expertly executed in every single form and every single manner. He was able to hold strong, and that is what you want to see from the side of Exotic Nexus. But with such a deep ditch that they're in, this is gonna be a long road of them getting out of this situation.
You see, Exotic Nexus, they're trying to switch up the strategies once again, going for a 5-man push onto C long, knowing that they've got the weapon advantage in this round. DX, he will be the first, he will be getting the first blood for his team, going into a fight against Zaid. With just a classic makes it easy for DX to get another. Pushing into window now, reveals his position with the hot hands though, and all of XCEED just waiting up. Can DX hold on? He cannot. Scooby will take him down, and it will be all 3 members of XCEED pushing in through this garage. This could be their shortfall, or this could end up really working out.
Oh no, look behind them. Oh no, bad love! He comes in.
Mows them down.
Bad Love comes in huge from that back angle. That flank was so well done from his side to just walk in on that garage angle to just take down 2 members, and with Nepu, with that Bulldog spray, able to take down 1 more. But this was their eco round, and they did 1 member's worth of damage. But think of it like this. Exotic Nexus, will they actually go for a buy next round? They're gonna be in that gun disadvantage moving into the next round. And if they don't play their cards right, this goes off to match point.
It will be a really interesting play because Exotic Nexus, they should not be going for the buys given the fact that they will be able to carry on with their guns. You see 3 Vandals and 2 Bulldogs, Nepu and Bad Love carrying on with the loadouts from last round. Now, for the side of XCEED, full buys coming all out. The bank looking really low, just 200 credits for a couple people, 0 for a couple more, meaning that XCEED, they need to win this round, or else they give Exotic Nexus 2 more rounds to try to pull it back, and then yet another chance to get 2 rounds. Exotic Nexus right now looking really strong. On the back of 10p's amazing play earlier, just coming off like a resurgent team, looking extremely resilient, making sure that they're able to use the fact that Haven being a proactive favored site, making sure that they're making the ones with the proactive plays and continuously taking the fight to XCEED. This time, they will be switching it up again with just 3 members looking down long and 2 Decipher and the Omen lurking. We'll see if XCEED they're able to predict a play like this or if Exotic Nexus is able to overwhelm XCEED again. Now Zaid takes out the recon bolt, will bring out the recon drone, spots out multiple members, and for the side of Exotic Nexus, the same will happen. Now the running back will be popped from DX as he looks to push into side. The running back clone will get taken down. Zaid just trying to hold down one-man army. Zaid will take down 10P and get away. Zaid, you man, and Naughty Joker with 3. XCEED flawlessly just win that round. That was amazing.
My god, Zayd and Naughty Choker. These two guys are making Haven their playground. And with so many kills to the name of Zayd and so many kills to the name of...
Now you see, Naughty Choker, he came up huge that round for me, XCEED, the biggest daredevil. The fact that he's able to one-man army just hold down C site, get a kill and back away into the smoke, get away by himself is so humongous. Pushes XCEED to match point and just crushes the hopes and dreams of not just Exotic Nexus but also Exotic Nexus fans. XCEED right now continuously exceeding as their hashtag says, hashtag keep exceeding. And Exotic Nexus to down 12-4 is gonna be up to them to just pull off a miracle of sorts and get 8 rounds in a row to try to pull it back. Exotic Nexus, they're trying to switch it up once again, looking for a B push.
They're gonna try and move forward, but BA, this seems so dark and under pressure. We have not really seen Exotic Nexus perform as well as they can with two members going down for their side and the run it back from Zerk. They already spotted out one, knows that at least Collie is just sitting out on the back angle though. Collie taking out one. He's probably gonna even it up a little bit more, but he is so low, and ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna hurt so much. 2 versus 3 though, and they still have that chance to get this plant, get some damage to be done, but this is just a merry-go-round with Captain LK getting another one onto Nepu. Zerk, he's none the wiser. He does not spot out Bad Love, and Bad Love is able to take him down. And again, we see Captain LK in that clutch situation. He's looking to close out this map with an ace. Ladies and gentlemen, he tries to go for the jump down, and Bad Love comes out on top. And Exotic Nexus, they are still holding it down. They are literally hanging from the skin of their teeth on just a string. One misplay and it's all over, and they're out of this series, and they're playing to stay in it.
Right here. Exotic Nexus, even though they had the lead in that round, ended up being so close with Captain's heroics, but then he goes for the jump knowing that he needs eyeline on the spike, and that means he ends up getting taken down by Bad Love. Exotic Nexus doing really well to pull that round back for themselves now. Full buys for the side of Exotic Nexus, just 10P with Sheriff since he has the Blade Storm. 10P will be the first man getting taken down by Naughty Choker, and it'll be XCEED once again with the man advantage. Exotic Nexus on the attack. They will be pushing into B site though. XCEED, they are very good on the retakes, and B site is not something I'm sure of, so I want Exotic Nexus to look for picks before they push into B whatsoever. Exotic Nexus perhaps doing just that, looking for someone to step out of the smoke, make a misstep and play aggressively. Now the showstopper will come out from Naughty Choker, looking to find people caught out in mid, will not find anybody though, and Zerk instead will find one. DX gets that return. It's 4v3 in favor of XCEED, but Exotic Nexus making their way onto just a one-man defended side C by Zayd.
One man defended, but you forget that this man is Zayd, and with Naughty Choker coming in from the garage angle, there is no way you're gonna be taking out XCEED, as they are gonna be exceeding expectations no matter what. And this is the type of players that you need to be seeing coming out on such a high stakes scenario going into the lower brackets. You're just going to be outside of the tournament, and that is really sad to say, but Exotic Nexus, they are going to be going out, but I have to say an extremely good showing from their side in the long run.
I mean, so for in this match particularly, Naughty Choker, he just completely dominated. 409 ACS, 28 kills. Naughty Choker with an ace in the first round, with a clutch 4K in the first map. This guy was the MVP of the series for me at least. But before we talk about exactly what went wrong for Exotic Nexus and what went right for XCEED, let's take a look at all the plays that did happen in this map with the Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 Notebook, powered by Ryzen 4000 series processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. So for me, in this map particularly, what really went wrong for the side of Exotic Nexus was the fact that, like, the players like Kali and Badlove, Badlove especially, even though he did really well in particular rounds and in general, the fact that they were pushed onto agents that they're not used to because of form, I think ended up hurting them, because against a team like XCEED, who's got the communication and the coordination on point, that difference in like just the callouts coming in like a millisecond late or just a second late will mean that their teammates were there to back them up, and then you see Exotic Nexus teammates not always backing them up, costing them rounds and therefore ending up with XCEED just taking a huge tempo advantage. Exotic Nexus though, as you said, it will be unfortunate that they will be going out of the tournament, but this is a team that we've seen over the series just make continuous improvement, so I'm looking to them to take this experience in hand and go back into Series 4, come into it with a bang and just look to make it even further than they have right now.
When you consider a team of Exotic Nexus's caliber, I didn't really see them coming out on this map, and I think it's largely due to the part of the agent changes that they did mid-game, but the thing is that they went into the new map, everyone was playing different agents, they did not really know how to play with this playstyle, and in comparison to XCEED, they were just playing it the same way that they always play. They trusted their teammates, they trusted everyone to play the roles that they always do play. And you have seen that 10P, he tried to go for a lot of solo plays. For example, he used a double updraft play to try and get a single pick up onto that from that high ground angle to see if he can get anyone on A long, but no one was watching his short, and he just gets caught off guard by Naughty Choker being able to take him down right there as well. And ladies and gentlemen, Exotic Nexus, of course, you are going to be out of Series 3, but there is, of course, Series 4, and the registrations are already starting up, so you guys need to start taking your friends, taking everyone, and of course, Exotic Nexus is going to be running down there, going in to try their luck again in the next series, so hopefully we're going to be seeing you there as well.
For XCEED though, I think this team definitely exceeded my expectations, especially Naughty Choker. He was an absolute blast to watch and a blast to literally play against, as you could tell. But the fact that this team, their macro gameplay was on point, always clean with the post-map positions, always clean with the retakes, and always making sure that even when they're holding down a particular corner in attack, when they're stagnating at a particular place, there is a member covering each angle, a member covering their back, making sure that even if one person goes down, they get a trade kill for it. XCEED, you played that map brilliantly, and that's why with a 2-0 scoreline in this best of 3, they will be moving on further into the tournament. Now, that was all from set 1 of the matches that we have in store for you today. This was XCEED versus the side of Exotic Nexus, with XCEED moving forward. Now, make sure while we go set up for the next series that you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell down below to get yourself a chance to not just catch the content coming in, but also a chance to earn those 200 Valorant points that we have for giveaway. Make sure you're also subscribing for Series 4, as I'm sure Exotic Nexus is doing, to get a chance to play in the next series coming up. Now, we will go set ourselves up for the next series, for the next set of matches between Reckoning Esports and Global Esports. That one is set to be a banger. But in the meantime, grab yourselves a snack, take a small break, because we will be back at 8 p.m. between Reckoning Esports and Global Esports with the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 3, powered by AMD and Ideapad Gaming.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do.